All right, let's bring in Dr. Ahmet Ergin, the founder of SugarMD. Dr. Ergin, thank you so much for your time. So we just heard that piece there. What is your reaction to what looks like this embrace of prescription drug weight loss, or at the minimum, it really seems to be a divergence from their traditional recommendation of exercise and healthy diet?
Well, I'm not surprised because what we know is the fact that eat what you like and lose weight is just not going to happen for everybody. It can work for some people. However, when you're on Ozempic or Wegovy or any GLP-1 class medication, you naturally do not want to eat. So you don't actually even need Weight Watchers when you're on Ozempic or Wegovy, because you basically almost hate the food. And when you hate the food, there's no reason to count anything, right?
Right.
It's easy way to go around it. However, as you know, the expense and everything else and side effects, as you discussed, limits the use of the medication.
So I want to talk about that, but before we get into those side effects a little bit more, let's just talk about, I mean, is this sending the wrong message, do you think?
Definitely, because so Ozempic is a supraphysiologic dose of an intestinal hormone that we have. They basically mimic the hormone that makes you feel full. And because the system is broken to begin with. And Ozempic is given to diabetics because that is the end stage where they really need intervention. Of course, when you try to replace lifestyle with medication, it is possible to do so. However, then you have to endure the possible side effects, including cancer, in the long run. And we do not really know what these medications would do to younger people who are just trying to lose weight if they stayed on these medications for 5, 10, 20 years down the road. We have no idea what will happen. So definitely it's not the best approach for weight loss.
Well, and that's what I want to talk to you about, because, there are so many times when initially something will come out as, oh, it's not harmful, this seems to be fine. But then we find out with more studies, with more research, that there can be dangers. We've seen that time and time again. With this, I mean, is this really a miracle drug? Because like you said, if people need the drug to kind of diminish that need to eat, if it's taking away the feeling of hunger, like you said, that means you have to stay on it. Because right as soon as you get off of the drug, I would imagine that your body is going to revert back to what comes naturally, which is a desire to eat when we're hungry.
Exactly. So basically, it is a great economical way to make companies rich, because they're extremely expensive, number one. But number two, think about this. So let's say you need 1 unit of hormone in a healthy individual to feel full. Now, what they are doing with the medication, they are giving 10 times more of that hormone, which is supraphysiologic. So you are being exposed to excessive levels of that hormone to try to suppress your appetite. Now, our body also develops tolerance to these hormones, including the medications. So you end up needing more and more and more medications. Now, if you think about this, when Ozempic first came in, the maximum dose was up to 0.5, then they went up to 1, and now they're up to 2 milligrams. And Wegovy, which is for weight loss, is up to 2.4. And they keep talking about increasing the dose, and then we know that these drugs actually causes cancer in animal studies, and there are some human studies that actually has shown real human data showing increased risk of thyroid cancer. And of course, these are not brought forward because of for the marketing purposes.
Right, the positive effects.
All the positive things they're trying to reflect, right?
And it's important to remember, there are no miracle drugs at the end of the day. Dr. Ergin, I could talk to you about this for so much more. I do have to cut this off, but thank you so much. You do raise some very important points. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.